What's going on, everybody? And we're back with another exciting adventure of Minecraft Eternal. And hopefully we remember to keep turning our mic on, because this is the third time I've tried to start this one. All right, so a couple talking points now that we are back at it. Waypoints. I forgot to have them set up last time. I've already made one, but if you press J, it brings you up to this screen for journey map. Waypoints, new. You can name it whatever you want. I've already named mine base. You can change your XYZ coordinates and the color if you want, but I've already got mine up and running. Just so that way we can find our spot again. I thought we had one, but we saw an episode or two ago that apparently we didn't. So we want to correct that mistake right there. And one thing to mention about the bag of holding, despite the fact that it is quite useful and very large inventory, the biggest annoyance with it is you can't use your inventory tweaks auto sorting. So middle click is a default for that. Same with R, and you can see it's not working. We bring up our normal inventories. It's already sorted, so it doesn't need to. But if we bring up the bag, it won't let you. So it's kind of annoying. Take it for what you will. Now, a couple things. Like I said, I did some work while I was talking to myself with the microphone muted. But we're still working on Botania. We've still got a couple items to do there. And we've already moved our petal apothecary outside. And we've got the rest of the petals that we needed. Now, we still just use the bone meal trick to get the tall flowers, use your shears on them, and then they break it down into the petals that we need. So we moved our petal apothecary outside here, set up another water source, quick and easy, with our reservoir, which we want to go ahead and fill back up. Fill back up. V to change modes. Okay. Now, between episodes, we also cleared out a little bit more room up here. We did a little bit of torch spam. I'm not a fan of torch spam, just like anybody else, but, it's what we got right now. And this little meager wood farm. So just some more basic stuff set up. So we grabbed some seeds to keep out here. We set up a crate with our crafting station, so our easy storage and crafting like we've been doing all along. And now with our knowledge of how this stuff works, we can do this pretty easily. So we want to fill it up with water, 1 light gray, 1 red, 2 brown, and a seed. Gives us our endo flame that we're looking for. Now again, fill it up, open hand, seed. Fill it up, open hand, seed. And this makes this process a lot easier. Because it used to be you couldn't do the right click thing, and it would make it a real pain in the butt if you're trying to craft multiple flowers like we are right now. Now, the reason we want the endo flames is the way you generate mana in Botania is with flowers, with generating flowers. I'm going to fill this back up while we can. And the endo flame is one such flower. It's a pretty entry-level flower. It is your kind of furnace generator, your coal, your wood, your burning generator to create your power early on. So that's why we start with that. And I usually stick with it actually for quite a while. So while we're here, let's grab some coal because we're going to want that. We know we're going to want some gold. Let's grab some gold, and I'm going to grab almost half a stack of iron out of there because we are going to need some iron as well. Surely we will forget some things, but we're going to start. So in order to store our mana, we need a mana pool, and in order to move our mana around, we want some mana spreaders. Now they are going to require petals. We know we're going to want 2 to start. And I always get those backwards. But you need 2 petal, well, 1 petal of any color and a gold ingot. Plus you need your wood. That will get us 2 mana spreaders. Now while we're at it, our wrench for Botania is, well, a wand. We're going to need a few sticks. And then we're going to need a couple petals. Now, my favorite color, for those of you that don't care, is red. So The color of the petals on the wand does actually change to what petals you use. So I use red if I have the flowers. If not, I'm not too bothered by it. Now, if we do things in the right order, that kind of makes our lives a little bit easier, but with the wand, we can always adjust it. It's not too big of a deal. So what I want to do is I want to keep our crafting area down to this end. It's just the way that I like to do it. So we're going to want to store our mana here. Our mana spreader. See, that should be pointing at our mana pool, but if we want to check, if we take our forest out, you can look at the way things are going, and you can see the beam. Now the beam's going past it, so it can be difficult. We just shift right click on it when it's in bind mode, shift right click again where you want it to go, and now when you hover back over, you can see it's pointing at the mana pool, and that is what we want, because we want to take the mana that these flowers are going to generate and shoot it into this pool. You'll see it all come together. Now, if you put your spreader down first, these flowers should automatically link to that spreader. Now, the way that Minecraft flowers work now is they place randomly on the blocks. There's not much you can do about it. If you are really particular about how you want things placed, you're just going to have to fight with it. It's not going to work any other way. Now, again, with our wand, we should be able to see that these guys are hooked up to our mana spreader. Now they'll hook up to the closest mana spreader. So if you get a complicated setup, you can do it manually by the same way that we did this one. If you right click with the wand, shift right click with the wand in your hand, you'll see it change. Function mode, bind mode. In bind mode, you can shift right click and shift right click, and it will assign it to whatever spreader you want. So if you have multiple around, you can assign it to the one that you specifically want. But we can see by default, these guys have already hooked up to this one because it's the only one that we have. Now, we are going to want this mana spreader to point to something else, but we don't need it right yet, so we're not going to worry about it. So, as I said before, these mana spreaders take fuel, like coal, to generate mana. And that's exactly what we're going to do, only we're going to use coal blocks just because, well, they can take coal blocks. And the coal blocks, it's just like using it in a furnace. They take longer to burn down. We'll get more mana out of it. It's just easier to maintain right now. We need 1 per, so we get 8. We throw it down in the middle. Doesn't have to be in the middle. They'll grab stuff from a certain radius around, and you can see they grab it. They start to burn it. They start dumping the mana into this mana spreader. The spreader stores it in the pool. Now, if you don't have a mana spreader, these guys will continue to burn. It's kind of like a furnace, where if you don't have 8 pieces in there, it will still burn up the whole piece of coal. So if you want your maximum efficiency, try to make sure that things are set up properly. Now again, with our wand, I usually like to keep it in function mode. I don't know why, but anyway, you can see if you right click on it, you see that little bar? That's how much mana is in it. Now, if it didn't have a mana pool to put it into, it would just be full. Or if it can't move it out fast enough, it will fill up. Now, we can check our mana pool, and you can see these guys store quite a bit. Now, the icon underneath we will get into once we get into mana tablets, but it'll be a minute before we get that as well. So there you go. That is kind of your basic Botania mana generation setup. Now there's a whole whack of different flowers that generate mana in all sorts of different ways. You can have more passive ones that will generate it from water nearby. So you set up kind of a infinite water source and they'll kind of suck up the water. Those ones will decay after a while. There's ones where you can put them into a slime chunk and they'll stop the slimes from spawning, but anytime a slime would have spawned, it generates a large chunk of mana. There's ones that will absorb explosions. There's all sorts of interesting ways, but this is kind of your basic startup. It's a basic startup that I like to use anyway. Now, we needed iron for a specific reason, because we're going to turn that into mana steel, which is kind of your basic iron resource for Botania. The reason we're doing all this is because there's 2 items that we want to get. And we talked before about having some magnetization on our armor and some of our tools and weapons and stuff. It works, but it's really not that good. What we want is a ring of magnetization from Botania. So we're going to bookmark it into our to-do list. And aside from that, they have a really nice movement speed. And we'll just travel in general, which is the Sojourner's Sash. And that's a belt bauble. The other one is a ring bauble, obviously, being a ring and all. And these are what we're going to go for. Now, the easiest one to go for is the Ring of Magnetization, because we just need some mana steel and some iron, some gold, some glass. Not a big deal. We can knock that out pretty quick. We probably have enough mana to do it right now. Now, if we look at our ring, we need 8 pieces of mana steel. Now, if we hold our iron, you can see that it shows up kind of like what we looked at with the Petal Apothecary. It shows you what it's going to make, gives you the green check mark, which means it's good to go. Now, as you throw pieces in, it uses up some of that mana. It's kind of hard to see. There is a visual representation that does fill up more and more, but that pool can hold so much that it's kind of hard to see. So we already made all 8. So from here, we need some glass. We've already brought some gold over to our Botania station. I'm just going to use this whole piece of glass. It's probably more efficient to turn it into glass panes because that works as well, but I don't want to. And it's just that easy. So we needed a piece of iron and a piece of gold. Gives us our magnetizing lens, our last 4 pieces, and see how easy that was to put together? Ring of Magnetization. Now you can right click on that, gives us a quest advancement, and it goes into one of our ring bauble slots. Now what this does is it magnets items up. We throw that one away over there. I can't remember exactly what the range is, but it's pretty good. But there's also a small timer. If you throw it out of your inventory, it's one of the things that makes this magnet nice, is if you throw things out of your inventory, it doesn't immediately get sucked back in. But when we get close, there we go. And it doesn't take any mana. So that is our magnet solution for the time being. And probably all the way up to end game. I just like it, and it doesn't take any mana. And there's ways that we can turn this off. So one of the ways, okay, you can see it's not sucking it up, but if you hold shift, well, I think I picked that up by default, or the other magnet did. If you hold shift, it stops it from picking up, but the other magnetization stuff is picking it up anyway. So let's make sure we have our good range on this. So it won't pick it up. You hold shift, and you can get close. So that's one way you can do it on the fly. Our other magnets picked it up. Another way to do it is with a Solignolia. You can make another flower, and this stops magnets from picking up items within its range. And again, it's not very hard. A couple brown, red, blue, and a redstone root, which is just a combination of normal grass and redstone. So it's pretty easy. We'll get into that probably when we start getting into some automation type stuff. Now, the final thing that we want to make is this Sojourner's Sash. I'm hoping we'll have enough time this episode. We should be able to, but it's going to take a few more advanced things. Now, you can see we have 1 diamond. We are going to need more than 1 diamond. So we've got luck 2 on our pick. What's our level at on that? Okay, 197 out of 360, so it's still going to take some time. But I'm okay with fortune 2. I think it's time to go break into that gigantic diamond vein that we found all those episodes ago. Yes, I've left it alone. Like I said, I wanted to make sure that we had a little bit of fortune before digging it up. Now, I need to remember where it is. So bear with me for a second. Hopefully we can find it pretty quick. We'll dig into it. Ah, beautiful. There it is. Now, I'm going to be safe about this. Look at all those diamonds. This is ridiculous. I have never, in all my times playing Minecraft, seen this big of a diamond vein. Wow. All right, now, like I said, I want to be a little safe about this, so I'm going to dig in behind it because I don't want any of these precious, precious diamonds falling in to that lava. Oh my god, and there's even more. Now, actually, what we can do, one of the neat features of the ore excavator is when you ore excavate, it pulls everything in and around the block that you break. So I'm just going to clear out a little bit of room around here. Oh my god, even more. This is absolutely foolish. Alright, so no diamonds in our inventory. Now this ore excavation only works within a certain amount of range, so we're probably not even going to get all these diamonds, but let's take a look. I'm going to ore excavate this guy. And let's see how many blocks it did. See, it only did that many blocks. But that was all diamonds in back and around. Oh my god. 3.5 stacks of diamonds. Oh my god, and there's even more back here. Oh my god. Oh, I haven't laughed that hard since I was a little girl. Oh my god. This is absolutely bananas. Wow. Okay, well, that's enough diamonds for now. There's more. Holy crap. Wow. And there's more up. Oh my god. This is absolutely stupid. I wonder if that is some kind of bug or something. I mean, I'll take it, but that is absolutely bananas. Wow. B-A-N-A-S indeed. Alright, let's fix you back up. Let's get back on target, because that's distracting. Alright. Can you only imagine what's going to happen once we get Fortune 3? Holy crap. Alright, so now that we can eat our jam. This guy gave us nausea and speed. Oh, forgive. Okay, I won't move. I'll try to, for you guys. And this one here. They all give slightly different effects, and you can make them yourself. So that gave us speed and haste. So some of them are quite useful, but we're not too worried about it right now. Oh my god, I can't believe all those diamonds. That is absolutely bonkers. Holy crap. 3.5 stacks. Wow. Alright, so we'll put 1 stack in there. And I guess we're going to put diamonds into bulk storage already. Because why not? I'm going to grab a couple to bring out to our Botania area. It says it's nighttime. Let's take a nap. Alrighty. Now, hopefully we'll have enough time to finish this up. Maybe we'll run long. We'll see. I thought I heard some skellies, so let's get our sword out. No. Nothing right there to jump us. Oh, yeah, see, there he is. There he is. Oh, alright. Okay, so we can see that these guys are done processing that coal. How much? So you can see it looks like just a teeny tiny bit of mana there, but that's actually not too bad. So we're going to throw down another 8, and we want to shift because we've got our magnet now. We don't want him to pick it up. Looks like the other magnets did. So now I'm going to have to get rid of that iron because that's probably going to start to be a little annoying. Now, we're going to need 2 mana diamonds, which we just throw them right in our mana pool. And we need to use some of our living rock. Now, we need both, not diamonds, mana diamonds we just made. We need a runic altar. That's our next crafting mechanic. And we want a mana tablet. That is basically our battery for mana storage. Now, like I said, you can see below the mana pool, there's the picture of a mana tablet. See? Mana tablet, and it's pointing towards a picture of a mana pool. That means you can drain the mana that's in a mana tablet back into the pool. Well, we don't want that. So if we're in function mode, shift right click on the mana pool, that turns that arrow around. So that means, you guessed it, we can pull mana out of the mana pool. Now, we just need a tiny amount. So we're just going to drop this in, stand right on top of it. That will be enough for what we want to do with our Sojourner's Sash, because it doesn't use mana, but you need to have mana on you. Now, there are other ways that you can store mana on you. There is another ring, but we're going to keep our ring of the flying squid on there, so that way we can save some room. Now, one thing to note that I forgot to mention, for some reason, and this works with the creative mode, the angel ring as well. sometimes the Ring of the Flying Squid will stop working if you reload the game or you go to a different dimension. So always test your flight, and even if you got the creative mode ring, the angel ring, it will do it too. So give it a double check, especially like if you're going to the nether and you're going to go just jump over a pool of lava and expect to float away. Yeah, you might just fall right into it. It's a strange bug. I think it's a bug, but it is what it is. So just something to keep in mind. Now, we need to refocus here. We need to get a runic altar. We're going to keep that a block away. Now, these mana spreaders, they can shoot quite a ways away. The farther you have them go, after a certain point, they will start to lose effectiveness, and you'll start to lose some mana. So I just like to keep things all jammed up, and it just keeps it a little bit tighter and closer and all that kind of stuff. So double check. It's pointing at the runic altar. So what this will do is it will pull mana out of the mana pool directly behind it. It has to be directly behind it. And it will pump it into this runic altar once we have the required materials to create our elemental runes. And that's the next crafting. Excuse me. That's the next crafting component for Botania. Now, it's going to take a little bit of doing. Not too much. It's all basic resources, but what we need for the Sojourner Sash is we need one of these Runes of Earth, which we can see on our runic altar. Mana powder, which is just redstone or gunpowder or glowstone or a lot of the different, you can use any of the floral powders, thrown into your mana pool with some mana, and it'll get you your mana powder. You need the mana steel, which we just saw. We need some stone, we need a block of coal, and we need a mushroom in order to make the Rune of Earth. And we need a Rune of Air, which is just a piece of carpet, a feather, and a string. So we should have everything that we need to put this together. So we're going to need 2 redstone, we're going to need 2 mana steel, because we need 1 for each. And then we're going to have to get a block of coal, which we already have. We should already have some stone in here. Or I did at one point. I must have put it away for that stuff. Alright, just give me 1 second here and I'll gather the required materials and we'll be right back. And we're back. We've gotten the materials that we need to craft the runes that we need. And the way that I like to display it out, it just keeps it a little bit more organized for me, is I just lay them out in the rows that we need, because we need to throw these things on top of the runic altar, just like a lot of the other crafting mechanics in Botania. So one of the interesting things about Botania is it does things a little bit differently. Some people might find it a bit of a pain every now and again, but I find it refreshing. Now, we're going to need 1 more bit once we get out there, and I know we're going to need 4 more pieces of leather. Thankfully, we have enough. I took care of that skeleton that was out here too. A couple more bones, you know. So now what we do, we need living rock as well to finish off the crafting. And we're going to need our wand. You don't have to stand on it, I just find it easier. Mana steel, mana powder, mushroom, stone, block of coal, and you can see it start to go. You get this cool effect of them floating around. It's pumping our mana into the altar. You can see there's a little countdown timer there, kind of like a clock ticking away. When it's done, you get these cool little lightning effects off it. Now, to actually finish it off, you need to throw a piece of living rock, not over it, ideally. This is why I like to stand on top of it, it's just easier. Throw a piece of living rock, hit it with your wand, and you get 2 Runes of Earth. Now we just do the same thing, and if we have enough mana, it'll finish. If you don't have enough mana, it will just pause partway through. You're not going to lose any of the mana, but it'll slow things down. I've only got 4 blocks of coal. I'm going to throw it down anyway. Ugh. Yeah, I'm going to have to take this iron stuff off my armor, because it's actually more obnoxious than what it's worth now. Now that we've got a good magnet. Alright, let's see it finished up. Living rock, wand, and we are, if we look at our recipe, gonna need 1 more piece of mana steel, Into the pool it goes. Sojourner Sash. Move the items over. Sojourner Sash. Now I'm going to dump this stuff in here because we'll likely need it again. And we'll see what this puppy does. Alright. White carpet can go in here too because I'm likely only going to ever need that for more air runes when we get to it. Bauble slot on our belt. Now, just for comparison, let's take that back off. This is our normal walk speed, normal run speed, jump. Well, you know, we can jump 1 block high. Let's take the ring off. I'm going to stick that in our bag just to see it doesn't work. You know, normal jumping, you know, no step assist, all that kind of stuff. But if we right click on this sucker, this is our walk speed. This is our run speed. Much faster. We now jump 2 blocks high. And best of all, we have uphill step assist. Now, this is good uphill step assist. A lot of people might say, well, why don't you just turn it on in the controls? That one, I just don't like. I don't find it works very well. Let's turn it on here for a quick second. Controls, auto jump on. Like, it works, but it kind of does a more like an auto jump thing where the belt, it just kind of floats you up a little bit easier, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but it just feels much smoother, much quicker, and it doesn't slow you down. You just keep going. And it gives you a little bit of fall resist, and I believe it gives you a little bit of a swim boost as well. So I think that's going to be it. That is all of the items we need to really start motoring along. Now, I realize it's taken 11 episodes for us to get here, but it's been 11 episodes of solid progress, and now we can really start to forge ahead with any kind of progression, any kind of exploration. We don't have to worry about being bogged down and being, you know, slowed up by mining and all that kind of stuff. So we're in a good spot. And for now, I think that's going to be it. Thank you once again for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you in the next one. You have a good one.